Alright, so next video of solving trig equations, this time looking at our negative trig equations. Now, do not put a negative into your inverse sine, cos, cosine, or tangent. While it will get you one of your answers, it will make life so much more difficult for finding out what the second answer is. So it's really important that you do not put the negative into your inverse sine, cosine, or tangent. So I'll show you what you do instead. So again, same idea, we're working within that interval of 0 to 360 degrees. So let's jump straight to it. So our first one there, we've got tan x equals -3. So drawing out my cast diagram, so 0, 360, 180. So all silly tom cats. So x, 180 take away x. So in this case, tan is negative. So I actually only want to work where tan is negative. So tan is usually positive at A and T. So I want to work with S and C. So those are the two sections where tan is negative. So I look at where it's positive, which are these two, and then I tick the other two ones. And what I'm going to do first, aside, I am actually going to do work with tan x equals 3. I'm essentially just going to ignore that minus sign for the time being. So to find out x, I do the inverse tan. And so that is going to come out as 71.57 degrees. So that is my x value. So then I'm going to now be using that for the 180 minus x and the 360 minus x. So one of my values for x, or one of my values for my true angle, is going to be 180 take away that's 71.57. So again, I'm using this one here right now. And so that would just come out as 108.43 degrees. Or my other answer would be, and I'm just going to shift that up a bit. So my other answer potential would be the 360 take away, that's 71.57. And so that would just be 288.43 degrees. So again, I just drop the minus sign and just work with it as a positive, find out what that x value is, and then I use that for the two sections where my tan is negative. So let's take a look at the next one, and I am just going to reuse my cast diagram. I'll just bring it down a little bit. There we are. Put it there. Okay, so my next one, I've got cos x equals -3/5. So same idea, because this is negative, I want to look at where cos is negative. So typically, it's positive at the A and the C, so I'm going to tick the other two sections. Those are the two I'm going to use. So for the time being, I aside just work it out what it would be if it was a positive 3/5. So x is going to be the cos inverse of 3/5, which is just 53.13 degrees. So then, figuring out what my true values for my x are going to be, focusing first on that x, 180 minus x. So x equals 180 minus the 53.13. And so that is just going to be 112 26.87 degrees. And then for my other one where I add it on, so or is going to equal 180 plus the 53.13 degrees. And so that'll be 233.13 degrees. Okay, so let's take a look at two more examples. I've already drawn out my cast diagram already there. So this time I've got sine x equals minus 2/3. So sine is typically positive at S and A. So I'm going to tick the other two sections. So those are the two I'm going to use. So firstly, I just focus aside what sine x equals 2/3 would be. So x is going to be the inverse sine of 2/3, which is just, ooh, sorry about that. Just yeeted my pen. So that is just going to be 41.81 degrees. So then focusing to find out what my two true values for my angle will be, I'm going to use that 180 plus x and the 360 minus x. So x equals 180 plus the 41.81. So that is just going to be 221.81 degrees. Or x is going to equal the 360 take away the 41.81. And so that would just be 318.19 degrees. Okay, last one then. Again, I'm just going to reuse my cast diagram from before, so I'm just going to rub off those ticks and I'll move it down a little bit. So here I've got tan x equals minus 5/4. So tan is typically positive at the A and the T, so I tick the other two since it's negative. So I just focus on my tan x equals a positive 5/4. So doing the inverse tan of it. So that will just be 51.34 degrees. So then taking that, using it for our two little expressions there. So my first value would be 180 minus the 51.34. And so that would be 128.66 degrees. And then my other one, so my second answer would be x equals the 360, take away that 51.34, and that would just be 308.36 degrees. So that's what to do when we have a negative answer for our trig equation. So the important thing is, do not put it into your calculator as a negative. Work it out as if it was positive and then use that value for your two little expressions within your cast diagram. So let me know if you have any issues and good luck with the work.